Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of our CADvent calendar videos. And we're back on Inventor today looking at navigating around a model inside of the user interface. So basically mimicking yesterday's session in Revit, but inside of Inventor. Let's jump straight in and have a look. So let's shrink myself into the corner as an elf-sized human being and share my screen. There we go. So this is the interface as you saw yesterday. And what we're going to do is I've just downloaded a sample file off the internet, and actually it will be a really good one for you to go ahead and do. So to show you how I did that, just close what you've got open, go up to File. From the File menu, you want to go down to Open, hover over the right-hand arrow, and scroll all the way down to Open Samples, which will take you to the following Autodesk website. I've downloaded the jet engine sample, which is just here. But go ahead and download one of the ones that looks interesting to you. It really doesn't matter. Once it's downloaded, you want to go ahead and extract that file into a folder on your machine. The first thing we need to do with an Inventor file to open it is make sure that our project file is set correctly. So each of these downloads will come with its own project file. So I'm going to go into my project settings by clicking the three dots and going to settings. I'm going to go to browse. And in my case, I stored this within my downloads folder. So I'm going to go and find my downloads folder, go into the jet engine. And from there, I'm going to go and find the IPJ Inventor project file. Because we set that Inventor project file, Inventor will know where we're looking. So if I now say open, I'll be taken straight to the workspace for that jet engine. And you can see that Inventor has understood where it should find that. I'm going to go ahead and just find the main top level GA, which is jet engine model, and I'm going to open it, which is just going to take a second or two. And that's how we open a file in Inventor. It's quick and it's easy. And the process is the same whether you're opening an assembly like I've done here, or a load of individual parts. It doesn't matter. And here we are. So how do we navigate around? Well, to show you, I'm going to put the GoPro up on the screen. So let's just try and overlay it like so. There is a slight delay between the GoPro and what I'm doing in the room, which is sometimes a little bit difficult to get my head around. But I'm going to show you with my mouse and then with the screen how to navigate around. And whilst it's important to note that there are different tools where it will start panning and it will start orbiting and it will allow you to look around at different elements of your model, the key really is to get used to using your mouse and solely your mouse to navigate around, because that's how you're going to get proficient, productive and quick at this process. So the first thing we want to do is identify how to zoom. Whatever you're inside of in Inventor, whether it's a drawing or whether it's a part or an assembly, it's easy. We take our mouse wheel, we've got a left click, we've got a right click, and we've got a button on my middle mouse. So to zoom in and out, we just scroll this as if it was a website. But the focal point will be wherever your mouse cursor is. So if I hover over the midsection of this assembly and scroll my mouse downwards, it will zoom in. If I scroll my mouse upwards, it will zoom out. For those of you that find that very frustrating because it's backwards to what you're used to, you can go into Tools and Application Options and you can reverse the default scroll. So we can zoom in and we can zoom out, the focal point being wherever our mouse cursor is. Secondly, we can move around. Panning. Panning will basically drag this around as if it's a sheet of paper. And to do that, it feels quite unnatural to begin with if you're very new to this stuff, but we want to click and hold the middle mouse button there. If you have a standard mouse, you'll probably be doing that with your middle finger, but on my very strange looking ergonomic mouse, I'm going to click and hold this middle mouse button. With it held down, I can then move my mouse. If I move my mouse up, the model moves up, down, left and right. So we can very easily, with a combination of pan and zoom into different elements of our model like so. You're going to want to take a few minutes getting used to doing that. So whether you pause and have a play around with that, or just try it over time, just get used to zooming and panning and navigating around the model. The final one is the one that you'll probably find most tricky if you're new to 3D, because it does feel a little bit unnatural. And we need to use a combination of keyboard and mouse. This is an orbit to physically spin the model around. You're not spinning the model around, you're spinning the camera around. But what we need to do is use our Shift key. Our Shift key is one of these with the up arrow. There are two of them on pretty much every keyboard. One on the left-hand side, just underneath the caps lock, and one on the right-hand side, just underneath the Enter key. We want to click and hold this down. And at the same time as holding down, let me try and get both of those in shot. At the same time as holding down the Shift key, we want to go ahead and hold the middle mouse button. So it's the same action as doing a pan. So click and hold the middle mouse button whilst holding the Shift key, and you'll be able to orbit. Your movement is then changing the camera angle and spinning the model around. Again, it can be quite unnatural to begin with, but it's quite easy once you get used to it. You just need to practice. And in no time, you'll be able to pan and zoom and navigate around the model and identify the exact areas of the model that you want to see. So zooming, scrolling your mouse wheel, panning, holding down the middle mouse button and moving your mouse, and orbiting by holding down that Shift key and moving your mouse around. Doesn't matter which key, remember, as long as it's one of the Shift keys, it will work. And that's how we navigate inside of Inventor. Fairly straightforward. It does take some practice. So a little bit of homework before the next Inventor video, not tomorrow, but the day after. Go ahead and practice, use the sample files, have a navigate and a play around, and get used to it. When you come back in a couple of days' time, we're going to create our very first parts. See you then. Take care.